Who's your favourite Disney witch? Snow White's evil queen with her talking mirror?
Who is the fairest one of all?
Maleficent with her raven?
My pet, you are my last hope.
Ursula and her slippery eels?
Flotsam, jetsam!
They're all scary, powerful and utterly fabulous. But what if I told you that behind these Disney icons are centuries of stories that derive from Britain's fascinating folklore? From magical mirrors to moonlit dances, bubbling brews to animal companions. Join me as I explore the parallels between Disney and Britain's bewitching past. When you think of a witch, chances are you think of her warts and all with one of these, a little black cat.
Die, wretched feline.
But where did this furry mascot come from? Well, between the 16th and 18th century, some people genuinely believed that women, assumed to be witches, had animal helpers called familiars. It was thought that these familiars were actually supernatural beings in the form of different animals, such as black cats, toads, ferrets, even ravens. Ravens. Apparently, these spirits worked with the witches in exchange for magical favours. Of course, nowadays we know all of this to be absolutely ridiculous, but the stories of creepy sidekicks live on, and we see them popping up in our favourite movies. Time.
Oh, my pet.
And time. And time again.
Ursula has great powers. Yeah.
It's not just familiars. Disney films are filled with otherworldly objects, whether it's the spinning wheel in Sleeping Beauty or the mystical mirror in Snow White. Enchanted objects have always played a prominent part in the history of magic. Magic, 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 magic.
Slave in the magic mirror, come from the farthest space. Through wind and darkness I summon thee. Speak.
Going all the way back to ancient Greek times, it was thought that objects such as mirrors could hold significant messages, and people went on to believe that they could even conjure spirits and trap souls. In the 1700s, it became customary to cover mirrors in the house of someone who had passed away, just in case they accidentally got their soul stuck inside them. People were so frightened of this happening that they even covered the mirrors in rooms of sick people. Talk about superstitious. We even have the legend of Bloody Mary, thought to be based on Queen Mary I of England. It's said that if you chant her name 3 times into a mirror, you can conjure her spirit. Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary. A merry mocktail. Fire, burn, cauldron, bubble. Eye of new... Sorry, I was just making my lunch. Nowadays, nobody bats an eyelid if I use a few foraged plants in my cooking. But if this was the 15th or 16th century, it could be a very different story. Women, particularly those who were knowledgeable in the field of botany, were feared and treated really unfairly across Europe. It was believed that women who knew the difference between herbs that could heal and those that could harm were possibly evil.
Aluga, Savruga, come winds of the Caspian Sea. Now Rinxus, Glacitus, Set, Nex, Laryngitis, La Voce to me.
So whether it's Ursula's highly suspicious sea magic or Yzma's evil elixir.
Crunk, get the Emperor a drink.
Drink. Right.
Remember that these things are echoing a history from a time when herbalists were once feared. Even Snow White's apple was inspired.
Now turn red to tempt Snow White to make her hunger for a bite.
But don't worry, this one's from the shop. Now though, let's leave the kitchen and head to a Scottish island. The Callanay Standing Stones are a place of historical wonder located on the Isle of Lewis, dating back to 2900 and 2600 BCE. Ancient, right? Believed to be a site for spiritual ceremonies, they're said to have inspired the stone circle in Disney's Brave, a sacred place in the film that heavily inspires Merida's heroic journey.
Angus!
Well, there you have it. Disney witches aren't just villains with quirky props and loyal sidekicks, pulled from the imagination of Disney writers. No, from potions to mirrors, all of these stories have been inspired and stitched together from centuries of British folklore. So, the next time you're warmed by Ursula's deviousness or Madam Mim's cackle, just remember the witchy whispers of Britain's past.
This is no ordinary apple. It's a magic wishing apple.
A wishing apple?
Yes.